This knife doesn't reinvent the wheel. It's not trying to grab your attention with some unique, wild designing. It's not chasing any trends or doing anything flashy. And that's exactly why we should be paying attention. This is the American-made MagnaCut Hellbender MUDPUP. And what it does really well is give us proven materials with classic outdoorsman design and real-world usability at a price that undercuts many well-established blades. Meaning, for someone new to belt knives, this may be the perfect entry point. And for you seasoned users, it may make you question why you've been paying more for the same performance. So we're gonna break it down today to see if this blade is the smart move. If you're new to the channel, welcome. I'm Aaron, this is Gideonstactical. Let's dive in and have some fun. And we're gonna start thumping on this thing in just a moment, but value is definitely a major aspect, because I was just surfing a few months back on DLT trading and saw this, dug into the brand. I'm gonna highlight some of the aspects that I've discovered with it, but right away I was like, I gotta pull the trigger on this, because it was $240 for the blacked out coated version and $230 if you wanted the uncoated version. And when we're talking about American-made MagnaCut with bolt-on handle scales, I mean, that's some of the best value around, and we're gonna find out if the design can hold up to that, especially when I run in some heavy hitters a little bit later, so stay tuned for the competitive option portion of the video. And I know these are going fast, so at any point in time, I will have a link popping up here and in the description box below over to DLT Trading, so you can explore these MUDPUP, I don't know. I say mud puppies, you're gonna probably hear that in the video a couple times. But you can check it out anytime you want in the description below. What's the matter with you, hey? Okay, so massive, not twists. I mean, this is like maximum, and I'm just going right at it. First run, bam. Let's see what this blade can do. I mean, if you're gonna throw the word Hellbender in there, you better freaking be able to take some hell in your tool testing. Oh, say hello to my little friend. Oh, dude, you need to be using a hatchet. Agreed, but what if this is the only thing that I had? And that's why we test them this way. And the durability of the blade. And yes, it's not the way Paul Bunyan, Daniel Boone, Davy Crockett probably would have used their blades, but it's okay. Maybe they would have, I don't know. Now the tip is definitely kind of, it's not blunt, but you know, it's not a super aggressive, piercing, tactical tip, bruh. But that pierced that, no problem. No problema. Now the blade itself is 4.75 inches long, 5/32 of an inch thick with that high saber grind. So at 7 ounces, it's packable, it's carryable, gives you enough reach to get slightly larger tasks done, but not so compact that it's unusable. Now, Hellbender being a new company, I just wanted to do some research and kind of learn a little bit about the company. So based off of their site, I discovered they have several people working for them. They have CNC machines. They do everything in-house outside of the laser cutting and the heat treat. They make all these knives in the USA and offer a lifetime resharpening service. So if you want a factory edge put back on there, they'll do that for the lifetime of the knife, and a standard lifetime warranty against manufacturer defects. So if there's an aspect of the knife that is defective from the manufacturer, they'll warranty that and replace it. Now, it took a little hunting, but I was able to find that the claimed HRC on this MagnaCut is 61 to 63, which is really ideal, I feel like, for an outdoor knife, because you're gonna be using this and abusing it, so it's gonna give you good durability, but still keep up with the wear resistance and edge retention that we look for out of MagnaCut. Now, we're gonna get back to thumping on this blade in just a moment, but it is time to tell you guys about the sponsor of today's video, which is VAER watches. Now, not only do they produce excellent timepieces, but they're based right here in the USA and assemble many of their watches right here with their American workforce as well. And I've been wearing these watches for over a year now, and they just keep on ticking. And we're out there exploring, having adventures. It's awesome to have a timepiece that you know you can rely on with all sorts of different power power sources from Japanese quartz through solar power, all the way up into automatic options for you to choose from, so you can really dial in the type of power and movement you prefer. And these watches are durable with sapphire crystal over that face, which is scratch resistant. I mean, I've run my blade across that thing. It just shrugs it right off. And 316 stainless steel cases along with screw down lockout crowns, meaning that you're gonna have that water resistant capability, with most of them being rated for at least 100 meters, and gonna give you that peace of mind that you're not gonna accidentally bump that crown and flood the watch, destroying your timepiece. And I appreciate that they come with 2 quick change straps so that you can wear something like nylon or rubber when you're doing more exertive activities, but then you can, without any tools, swap over into leather or a bracelet when you're going out for a night on the town. So I'm gonna have a link popping up. It's in the description box below as well, over to the VAER Watches website. And if you subscribe to their newsletter, you can get 10% off your first purchase. So I invite you guys to check it out and get a reliable timepiece for all of your adventures. Let's do some cardboard. Okay, a thicker blade like this, you would think probably it's not gonna be outstanding, you know. I stand corrected. Oh, yeah. Oh, guys. Let's freaking go. Wow. It feels like an 1/8 of an inch thick fixed blade. Like with the same type of grind. So the geometry and edge, you know, that they're doing on that is real good. Let's go through. This is GT's yoga mat, JK. See, that's where like the penetration isn't going to be amazing because the tip is more of a rounded. Great for outdoors. Great for outdoors use. That's what it's intended to be. I'd love to see them do. Actually, I think this knife could handle it. Just do some different, you know, tip geometry there. For a little bit more piercing, and then some guys might get some more tactical and practical use, not just outdoors. Let's see that tip again. Yeah, see, this is where it would get a little thick. You got to really change your geometry, and you're still not going to get through it, which is good. I mean, it's a really strong tip. We're going to do tip testing here in a second. We'll see. Now, when I'm doing this, I'm really testing to see how my hand feels. You know, it's not just about how it cuts. That is important. And you can see there, look at those Goldilocks. Swing. Look at those. Yeah. Great. Superb. Yep. And I'm not even trying. I'm not like, oh, where's the edge? Try doing that with like a full flat grind on an 1/8 inch thick stock. It is not fun. You're constantly trying to like fight the geometry of how thin it is, which is great for slicing, but not my choice for this type of work that you're seeing me do right here. This is like ideal grind, ideal stock thickness. This is what I look for. This is like, you tell me that you're rocking 5/32, 0.16, whatever you want to call it, with a high flat grind. If the geometry on the edge is good, we are set. We are freaking set for 80 to 90% of the way I use fixed blades every time. Now the handle is a very neutral design with a little bit of a guard to keep you locked in, no jimping. Great for an outdoor knife, no need for any of that. Now, the thing that I noticed was that this is about 0.65, whereas the URSUS is about 0.85 thickness. So it's a little bit thinner than some other models that we'll be running in. But the other thing that was really interesting to me is the texture. This is burlap micarta. You can get a lot of different handle materials, but this, when you look at the photos, it has like texture, checkering across. And I wanted to know, is that going to create hot spots or not? Because the URSUS and knives like it are high polished slick micarta, but it gives you a really good grip to the tool. It kind of stands out a little bit and didn't create any sort of hot spots. But just be aware of that. If you like really high polished slick handles, this definitely has some texture to it. Boom. Okay, let's do some heavy duty shellacking. all you have to do with the lanyard, now you can do a pinky lanyard, and I prefer that on knives of this size. You just do a little lanyard, run your pinky in there, just keeps it in place, and you can do wrist flicks, things like that. I'm doing it just for testing, and you know, it was just easier for me. I found a piece of paracord laying around. But like a full-size lanyard, you put your thumb in, and then you go backwards. You see this? So I'm like, high five, or here's a little high five, and then I just wrap, and now the lanyard keeps me in place, and I can just like all day. It's never gonna fly out of my hand, even if the handle is perfectly straight off the back. This has a little bit of a bird beak, but not really enough to keep it in place. That's how I do it. We're just doing some hacking, checking edge stability, weight, see if I'm getting any weird shock, which I am not. I submit that I am not. Yeah, I mean, this is about what you're gonna be doing, just simple shaping, but your little pack axe, I doubt you're gonna be able to do much more with your little like 2-pound pack axe, and this thing weighs like not even close to that. Nice. Now let's hold here for just a second to talk about the sheath, which is a good quality but generic sheath. Don't quote me on this. I think LT Wright makes them. You can actually buy them like on Amazon. I know Architect Knives uses them in their knife builder. A lot of companies use them, and we'll actually be talking about the AK 4.5 in a little bit and how it stacks up. So straightforward, simple, gets the job done. You're gonna get 2 thigh lashings, good stitching. You get a fire steel loop, and then you get a good belt loop right there that actually is a really good ride for a leather sheath, kind of like my ideal height. You can obviously put a dangler on there if you want. And the tension is like medium. You can see there it's starting to slide out. So you would want to wet form it if you really want like a good snug fit, but it's simple and just gets the job done. Okay, I'm gonna cheat today. We'll use a cotton ball. It's a cheat day. So we're just gonna see if it'll throw sparks. Oh yeah. Flamethrower. There it is. Nice. Good. 90-degree spine on that sucker. It's got a really nice flat, no swedging, no nothing. That means I can put my thumb anywhere I want. To be able to carve. Yeah. Really move down the wood, break down the wood if I need to. I almost forgot I was even holding it, which is what you want with a knife of this size. So ergonomically, I'm really digging it, and it doesn't feel like I want to choke up. So that's good. This is why I do not like SE4s, SE3s, the like 5, 6, Hongalis, all that great. The SE3 specifically and the SE4, zero need for those choils. It's just a total waste of space. So little laser strike, same thing, does not need a choil. The laser strike does not need a choil. And I would way gravitate to those knives if they stop putting choils. That's what they need to do, is just come out with like a choilless edition of all of those. I think a lot of people would go to them. SE, if you're listening. Okay, let's do tip test. Always the scary part, but we got to see. Now this is pretty robust. I would be stunned. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Perfect, man. Eating it up, dude. Now, probably the most important aspect when a new brand comes on the scene is how it stacks up to similar models that are well established. And I have a White River URSUS 45 and the old S35EN. Now they come in MagnaCut. And I have an Architect AK 4.5 in MagnaCut that White River makes for Architect. Now, if you already own the URSUS 45 or the AK 4.5, the Hellbender doesn't really bring anything new or revolutionary in performance. These all three have almost the exact same blade length, they have the same stock thickness, they have the same high flat grinds, and they are sporting American-made MagnaCut. So they're all going to be very similar in their performance levels. But if you don't own any of these and you're looking to get into a MagnaCut, American-made exposed tang like we're looking at, well, then there are some things to consider. Mainly that the Hellbender is going to probably be the best value. If they can continue to produce these at $230 to $240, that is going to be about $30 to $40 cheaper than a MagnaCut version of the URSUS. Now, the URSUS is going to come with a really nice Kydex sheath and fire steel. mean, I think that's worth the extra upgrade, but if you just like basic leather, not a big deal, then you're gonna save significantly. And where the URSUS has a little bit more piercing and thinner tip for more precision, the Hellbender is gonna have a little bit more rounded, kind of blunter and thicker tip for extra durability. Now on the flip side, the Architect does have a no questions asked lifetime warranty. You break it, they'll replace it, which is, I believe, the best on the table. I don't know what White River does, but I know that the Architect has that level. And then full customization. You can do, you know, G10, you can do micarta, you can trick it out 10 different ways. You can do the exact same leather sheath that is going to come on the Hellbender, or you can do a complete, you know, tricked out kydex with all different colors, and it's about $250-ish when available, because they do runs and batches, so when available. So that's going to be very similar in price. The main other thing that I noticed is that the Hellbender does have the longest handle. That is something to consider. It's about 1/4 inch longer in overall handle scale breadth. So if you have really broad hands, this actually might be the best version when you have the exposed bird beak and a little bit shorter scale and just the overall shorter scale of the Architect. And again, I'm gonna have links in the description box below to all the blades that we're talking about today, to the different distributors that I partner with, so you guys can check them out anytime you want. And to kind of button it all up, it's exciting to see an American company coming on the scene and immediately able to compete with heavy hitters like I've shown you today. And I would say that this should absolutely be on your short list if you're looking for an American-made MagnaCut belt knife to really do anything around camp. Guys, if you're considering it or you weren't even aware, definitely check it out and see what they got going on. And until next time, I invite you guys to leave comments, questions, especially if you own one of these. How have they been performing for you? Always appreciate your guys' feedback. I invite you to check out the other video, to subscribe if you haven't for weekly content. And until next time, always remember to stay equipped, stay prepared, and I'll see you out there.